Welcome back to A Moment in History. I'm Seth Udinsky. Well, in our ongoing journey through history, let's go back in the story of America and look at a phenomenon at the bedrock of American society. For thousands of years, the transaction of written letters was the most effective and usually quickest way to send and receive messages over great distances. And at the dawn of the United States, the nationwide postal service did just that. And even with the advent of the telegram, the telephone, and eventually electronic instant messaging, mail delivery is still a vital part of the American experience. Let's look at the story of the United States Postal Service, starting all the way back at the founding of the nation. Now, the U.S. Postal Service began in 1775 as the nation was about to enter its pivotal war with the British Empire. The Founding Fathers understood the importance of a viable postage network in the success of their young nation, so they chose one of their own to serve as the first Postmaster General, Benjamin Franklin. In its beginning, the Postal Service was something of an underground network for the colonists to share vital information about the incoming war. Franklin and his leadership helped establish many of the practices in the Postal Service that are still used today, while also greatly decreasing the amount of time between messages being sent and messages being received. Over the next few decades, after the nation won its independence over Great Britain, the Postal Service network steadily expanded. By the 1830s, the network was exceeding that of its rival European powers, both in size and effectiveness. It was, in fact, one of the main qualities of the United States that French aristocrat and political scientist Alexis de Tocqueville praised during his tour of the young nation in the early 19th century. Now, in the later 19th century, the Postal Service still grew rapidly, aided somewhat by the legendary Pony Express, but more so by the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad and the rise of other technologies during the Industrial Revolution. The postage service became something of a lifeblood vessel for the nation. Now, in the 20th century, the Postal Service adopted its famous mantra, which reads as follows: "Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds." With several more booms in the 20th century, the Postal Service continues to serve as a lifeblood for the nation, even as the nation has moved primarily to electronic communication in the 21st century. In 2019, in fact, Americans ranked the Postal Service as one of the highest quality government services in the nation. Now, even for something that is government funded, that's no small accomplishment. Thanks so much for joining me once again for A Moment in History.